Yes.
Judge Kennedy would like for you to come back into her courtroom as well.
Well, she's got another case I'm going to call before.
Judge Kennedy would like for you to come back into her courtroom as well.
I'm going to call her other case before, she's already here.
And Your Honor, do we have a date for that?
Let's see. We could do two weeks on the head would be April 28th. Is there a preference between the 28th and another day? I know it's objective, but April 28th.
The 28th works.
At what time, Your Honor?
You all prefer afternoons? I prefer mornings, if that's better for.
We can do either.
All right, let's do 9 o'clock. Let's do the 28th, April 28th at 9 a.m.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
then, you're welcome. This is just, let's keep it moving along, but let's keep it close, just in case we can get escrow orders. I'm working with you, Ms. Wilson. I don't want you to stress out over this, but we're also, the plaintiff is also entitled to a summary proceedings. So we're gonna work both, we're gonna be as equitable as possible for both sides. And I wish you luck. I'll see you back on the 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna call this next case.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, counsel. Thank you, Attorney Keenan.
Well, calling case number 23344-545. This is the Jeffersonian versus Rayshawn Binder and occupants on East Jefferson.
John Wilburn, P83143 for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Sorry, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Eason Eshwat, P85218. I provided advice to Mr. Binder. Be happy to speak for him in terms of what he plans to do, if that's okay with Your Honor.
That's okay. I don't mind the advice on the capacity.
Thank you.
In this circumstance, thank you for the heads up. Any objection by the plaintiff's counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Have parties been able to work out some type of arrangement?
At the
No.
moment, we haven't spoken, Judge, but Mr. Binder is looking to apply for state emergency relief funds and enter into a payment plan after he receives word of what the CR funds will be or whether or not he's approved. In addition, he's prepared to make escrow payments beginning May 1st. Hopefully that would be okay with opposing counsel.
Your Honor, given the balance, right now we're showing an outstanding balance of $16,649.70 plus $190 in court costs. So at this time, I would be objecting to any type of adjournment for application of assistance, given the large balance.
Judge, I believe Mr. Binder would also be fine with a short adjournment, just to at least give him the opportunity to apply and see what happens within a couple, provide an update. And if by then he can come back and hopefully update the court with some good news. If not, maybe we can hear that other argument of having him removed.
Mr. Binder,
Yes, sir.
how much is your monthly rent?
1,025.
10,025. So when is the last time you paid rent?
Last April.
So it's been a year?
Yes.
And why are you just now applying for state emergency relief funds?
I've been sick, Your Honor, and I had nowhere to turn to. Didn't know about the relief funds.
Judge, if I may add as well, I I've asked Mr. Rossford, who is our resource director, to reach out to Mr. Binder to see if there are any other options. I think a short adjournment would not be completely terrible or antithetical to what Ms. Binder is requesting. She's requesting that he be removed, but suggesting give him till the end of the month to make an attempt to pay this off.
What day can we put this on to where within 10 days, there would be a move out date before May 1st in the event? Because this is at 16,000. He's gone an entire year, without paying rent. And I'm not affording this to, I mean, brief adjournment, if you can get the funding, but why, it's really no, it's not like funding is pending. You haven't even applied. It's gonna take a while for you to apply and approve, and you haven't paid rent in a year. Are you willing to escrow funds until the next hearing date? Mr.
Yes.
Binder? How much are you willing to pay until, if I were to put it out for, and can you pay April rent?
Yes, I can.
Well, I mean, it'd be, I mean, it's old. Why isn't it? I'm not adjourning this. I'm not adjourning this case. If somehow you get some funding from a judgment, but this is going to be used. I don't see any purpose of adjourning this matter. It's $16,859. That's all. Plan has a lease. Is there any you all want to talk in a breakout room?
I would appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, if you want to talk to Ms. Wilburn and see, but I'm ready to make a decision today. And it's not
actually, I think it'd be best that I speak to Mr. Binder and explain the situation and have him make a decision for himself.
Okay, all right, okay.
And nothing against Ms. Wilburn. I just think it would be more productive that he understands and he knows what's happening around him based on the technicalities of the language.
Exactly, and I'll feel more comfortable as well. So there's no question of what's going on. Ms. Wilburn, if you need to head over to Judge Kennedy for a second, just come back at some point.
Okay, I'll mute and stop video and I'll join her room.
Okay, I only have 2 more cases, so.
Okay. No problem.
So you'll probably be the last one once you get back. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Binder, see if I want you to talk to Mr. Nashawat and see what you all can kind of put together, because we don't want to enter this judgment, but I think it's inevitable. So,
Judge, excuse the interruption, Judge. Would you mind moving him to a breakout room? I have breakout room privilege, but I don't seem to have the ability to move him myself. I can join myself once you do. Thank you.
So we'll do room 3. I'll put you to 3, and as well as Mr. Binder. And good luck, Mr. Binder.
Thank you.
Calling case number 23344554. This is Anthony Acra versus all occupants on Sherwood.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon. And I didn't catch either name. I mean, I know your names, I can assume it, but I want you all to put it on the record. So, Mr. Acra, can you state your name for the record again?
Anthony Acra.
Thank you. And Mr. Wilson.
Lawrence Wilson, Senior.
All right. Mr. Wilson, thank you all for your patience. We're here for a comments and complaints for non-payment of rent. Okay, I'm gonna ask a few questions. Neither one of you all are represented. So I know you all aren't lawyers and still gonna hold you to a certain standard, but I'm gonna explain more than I usually do, just to make sure we get this done in a reasonable fashion. So be patient with each other, be patient with the court. What's your monthly rent, Mr.
$850.
Mr. Wilson?
Can I give you a brief description of what's going on, Your Honor? I supplied,
there's no rent being paid.
yeah, but what it is, the home, me and my brother, we owned it, and he managed it. My brother passed the 1st of February. I provided some information to the courts on, leading up to, where we're at right now. To my understanding, Mr. Wilson hasn't paid rent, for a year or so. Fine and dandy with that. I approached him, let him know the situation. The home was in tax foreclosure. I let him know who I was. I told him the next time you see me, I'll show you proof that the taxes is paid. Showed him the deed with my name on it, and then proceeded to try to make amends to start the rent process as of February, the month of my brother's passing. And he replied, get the judge and bailiff involved. Now, we were in court on the 31st, Judge Kennedy, tried to have us, reason it out with ourselves, by having the lease agreement signed. I tried to approach him. He declined. And I provided proof of everything I just said to the courts, for you to see.
All right. Thank you for that information. Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
When is the last time, did you ever have a lease agreement in this property?
Yes, I have a fraudulent lease that I couldn't even turn the water on with. But
How did you have a fraudulent lease? Did you ever have a lease agreement? You say yes.
No.
So when did you get this lease agreement?
In 2020.
All right. 2020.
And it was not an accurate lease because I couldn't get the water turned on with it.
Why not?
They said, where was the rest of it? It wasn't a real lease.
Okay, so you've never had water turned on in your name?
No, sir.
Who pays the water?
There's no water bill coming here. It's on illegal in the house. I've had the water come out and look at it. The water meter is on the floor. There's a straight pipe in the pipe.
So you don't pay the water bill, Mr. Wilson?
No, sir.
All right. Okay.
I've been trying to get them to come out and correct it. They dug up the front yard, but they haven't been out since.
What are you paying in that property?
I'm not paying anything in this property. I just met this gentleman recently. Hold
on. That's a pretty sweet deal.
No, it's not. I asked the landlord to fix a couple of leaks in the house. That's when I stopped paying rent. My daughter's ceiling started falling down, and he never came to do anything about any of the problems I was having in the home. I've never even seen this gentleman before until the gentleman that owned the house died. He's been threatening me. I didn't file a police report. He didn't threaten my life and my children's life.
That is not true.
It is not.
All right, so why?
He's also been following me. Like, I'm not understanding.
All right, so how much time do you need?
This gentleman don't even own the home, Your Honor. He sold it in 2014.
I have a deed that says he owns the property. Do you have anything that
he quit claim
deed? Do you have anything else?
Sir, Your Honor.
Do you have anything else to prove that he doesn't own the property? I hear you out.
But on record, there's a quit claim deed in 2014.
He doesn't own it anymore.
Who owns
He
it
owned
then?
it before 2014.
Who owns it?
His brother owned it, but he's deceased at the moment.
Do you own it?
No, sir, I don't. I was in communication with the Housing Coalition trying to recover it because no taxes has been paid on it since 2017, but it was both of their house. They hasn't done anything with this house since I've been in it.
Maybe it's because you've been in it. And they
No,
can't
sir,
do it.
not at all. I was paying the rent with no problem until all these problems started exposing themselves.
All right, so when's the last time you paid rent?
June 2021. I asked him to stop the leak. I haven't heard from him since. I didn't reach out to him multiple.
So you've been living in this house. How much of this house is livable? Is your kitchen work?
All of it.
All right, so why aren't you paying all of the rent?
Because I made the repairs myself.
So you can repair and deduct. What receipts? You have receipts? Did you write down those deductions?
Yes, I do have. I have receipts, pictures. Yes, I've been repairing this home myself.
So what amount do you owe after the receipts and deductions?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't sat down and calculated everything together.
Because you don't have to pay for anything. That's why. It's free. It's a free house.
I'm not looking for it to be a free house. That's why I tried to. They told me not to pay the property taxes.
No, because it's not your house.
Foreclosure. Huh?
Yeah, because it's not your house. It's not your duty. It's not your duty. You're not claiming you own it. That's fine. I understand why you wouldn't pay the property taxes.
No, I attempted to pay the property taxes, but I was informed not to.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. I mean, it would have made a more compelling argument, but legally it doesn't give you the rights to the home and just possibly keep you in that home because it won't get foreclosed.
I can understand.
But it wouldn't change anything on this end. So I get the value of paying the property taxes, but sounds like you had an agreement with his brother.
No, sir, we had no agreement at all. He signed a lease with my wife while I was in another state doing a contract. Like I said, as the months progressed, the house started exposing itself.
So his late brother signed an agreement with your wife, or Mr. Anthony signed an agreement with your wife?
The late brother signed an agreement with my wife. We've never signed nothing with Mr. Acker, with Mr. Anthony.
Where's your wife?
At the moment, I believe she's 1 second.
I mean, I was just asking if can she attest, like, are you all on the same lease? Are you all on the same agreement?
I was never on her agreement, so Your Honor.
So then what happened with that agreement? So how did you end up getting sued? Oh, this is all occupants. So he didn't even put your name on it.
No, Your Honor, because he doesn't know me. I've never seen this gentleman until
because he has no agreement with you. He has no agreement with you. So, I mean, it could be a termination where it can't be redeemed. How much rent is owed?
Your Honor, like I said, I approached him,
$1,700. Is Mr. Acker?
Yeah, that's just a number he put together.
Do you want that number, or do you want the number $850 times 12?
And that's what he failed to understand.
That you just told.
That's what he failed to understand. I only brought it back from the date the month that my brother passed. Because you're right, I never met him before. But when my brother passed, it left it up on me to manage what was left. And I started the rent from February up until now. And
Mr. Wilson,
so if you started the rent that my wife had with his previous brother was $750, where he got $850 from, I'm not understanding.
I'm not understanding how you can argue when you haven't paid rent in over 2 years. Like this house isn't free. Somebody's got to pay the property taxes. And I'm not even being sarcastic. It's a cost to the house.
Correct. That's
It's
why I've
correct.
been in contact with the Housing Coalition. I've been trying to
The
purchase
Housing
this house.
Coalition doesn't own that house, and the Housing Coalition hasn't been paying the taxes, have they?
No. The Department of Treasury brought a letter to the door.
My father's the Wayne County Treasurer. I'm well in tune with what's going on in the Treasurer's office. I don't work there, but I hear it over dinner. I hear it all the time. All right. And I'm well aware for the last 15, 20 years, before he was the treasurer. I know what's going on. I've owned a house in the past. I've filed evictions. I have a robe on now. So no, I'm not the treasurer. No, I didn't know anything about this case before it started. And I am here to be fair. But we have to speak a little bit of logic into this case. And we have plenty of time because it's afternoon. I'm fasting anyway. So we only have 4 cases. So this could be a termination of tenancy where you and your wife and your child could be without an ability to redeem. Based on his complaint that he has to stick to, if you pay $1,700, you can stay in this house. So
I don't choose to. I choose to not make that move because he already threatened me, and I don't like his vibe, his aura. I don't.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What would be your ideal situation?
He can have the house. If it's his, it belongs to him. I can remove myself from it, but no, I don't want nothing to do with this gentleman. Like I said, he already done rubbed me the wrong way when he threatened my life.
Okay.
I filed a police report for that and everything.
How much time do you need to vacate?
30 days will be fine.
Mr.
Can you ask Mr. Akron to stop following me? I shouldn't see him at grocery stores that I live at, and he lives in Westland. I mean,
what if we went to the grocery store before he went to check on you?
He probably did, but he never entered the grocery store. If you sit in the parking lot, the time I enter it is the time
I'm not making light of this, Mr. Wilson.
I'm just saying that things go sour and something happens to this
things aren't gonna go sour. You're not gonna threaten somebody underhandedly. No, you're threatening him. You're threatening him right now. I'm considering a threat because if things go sour, are you in control of your emotions?
Yes, Mr. I am, but
all right, well, things aren't gonna go sour then, are they? No, they're not. This is not going to be on the news for you being in somebody's house for 2.5 years and then being mad how they talk to you.
It ain't about how you talk to me. It's how you approach me and how you come off. It's just
man, get over it. You're living in a house for free, and you almost can negotiate an opportunity to stay in this house. But you're telling me that you don't. So I'm going to enter a judgment by hearing, which is what you requested. Remember, this is not what he requested. He's willing to enter into a lease with you.
And I would like to add too that I'm glad that you witnessed this, because like I said, when I approached this gentleman professionally, calmly, and everything, and just let him know what the situation was, and I told him, like I said, you see the receipts in front of you of the taxes being paid, and I told him I understand your concern, but the next time that you see me, I'm going to show you proof. And that's exactly what I did. I showed him the deed and everything. And it was his request, his statement, get the judge and bailiff involved. I asked the man, I said, what's going on with the house? You can see the other compliance certificates. I gave you like 3 copies of the other homes that I manage. Like I say, you know, everything that he's saying is totally untrue. But like I said, I'm glad that you witnessed this in his own record as far as the threatening behavior that he's showing. So, and like I say, I'm fine with it. You know, he can move. And just like I say, I was trying to get out. I wasn't even accounting for the 2 years that he hadn't paid. I just was going from February when I got involved. That's it. But I'm good with it.
I just make sure. All right. Well, I'm going to enter judgment by hearing. You want to convert this to a termination of tenancy, or do you want to still keep because,
Hey, he said it. He got 30 days. That's fine with me. Like I said, I gave him, like I say, the opportunity just to proceed, to stay reside in there, but he doesn't want to do that.
Court's gonna convert this to a termination of tenancy. This will be a judgment by hearing. Mr. Wilson, you have to vacate by the 15th of May, 2023, or a writ can issue. No incidents between parties, obviously. And I wish you luck.
The judge said that at the first hearing on the 31st, and he approached me the next day.
Well, I'm not the other judge. I suggest you listen to me though, okay? I suggest you take the suggestion of not engaging in violence, like you have a right to engage in violence anyway. You don't have a right to do that anyway. So let's stop acting like it's a bargaining chip. Come on, man. Let's get serious. You got a family. You gotta find a house in the month. Good luck, Mr. Wilson.
I appreciate
Good luck, Mr. I appreciate your honesty. But you have a house.
That's all I have to give, Your Honor.
All right. That's all I can ask. You have a great day.
And a better one. It's what we make it.
Right. Keep positive outlook. All right, Mr. Ackler, you can apply for a writ on the 16th of May.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You all remain civil in the meantime.
Always, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care of your child and your wife.
Always.
All right. Take care. All right. Everybody on binder?
Yes.
Judge, I sent Ms. Wilburn a chat asking for if she's agreeable to CD with the mobile day. Waiting on her to get back. And Your Honor, I will be representing Mr. Binder considering the way this turned out. You'll have my appearance at the end of the day.
Okay. And now let me call this other case in the meantime while we're waiting on Ms. Wilburn. I see Mr. Berry is here. Calling case number 233-44559 LT. This is David Berry versus Michael Woodruff.
Present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you state your name for the record?
David Berry.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. Is Michael Woodruff here? Is Tanisha McCarter here? Does anyone reside at 13061 Rosemary in the city of Detroit? This case was scheduled for 1:30 p.m. It is now 2:45 p.m. Defendants and occupants have failed to respond to the call of the court. Furthermore, on March 31st, 2023, there was no response from the defendant. Mr. Berry, are you requesting a default judgment?
Yes.
Default judgment is granted. What's the total amount of rent due?
From my records, it is $8,400.
$8,400, and I see did you pay for a money judgment in this matter?
Yes.
Sure. 44559 233 4455. I see you have personal service and it's pled in the complaint. But
Oh no, this ain't my room.
doesn't look like it's paid either. So you did what you were supposed to do. However, court didn't collect on it. So with the $9,300 in damages, is that the rent owed plus the $800 for the water bill?
Yes, and for damages to a window.
Okay. So when was the last time rent was paid?
The last time rent was paid in March, they paid $600.
And rent is 800.
Yes,
You said March of last year?
March of this year.
Okay, $600. So it's 200 plus last month owed?
Yes.
So
Or that was May of 2020.
all right, so what's the total amount that you're requesting today? Did April rent get paid?
No.
Okay, it's on here. It says total rent due now is $8,500. So am I adding $800 to that amount?
Yeah.
I'm gonna enter a judgment. I'm gonna have you submit your judgment as required. I'm gonna grant this default judgment, but submit a ledger. You may want to consult an attorney, but submit a ledger because it's unclear. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful ledger, just an accounting. I need some type of accounting for this. Just the months not paid, months paid. With the total, you put it on the judgment and default judgment is granted. I wrote some notes on what it's close to. We have the complaint, but it's your duty anyway to submit these judgments, even though you're not represented. So it's an opportunity to grab another line sheet, put your amounts on it, just so the court sees how you got your numbers. Because it says $800 for a water bill, and just present that with the judgment, okay? But I'm granting a default judgment. I just want, you're gonna have to submit that judgment, and I need the final amount. I wrote down 9,300, and that's to be paid on or before April 24th, 2023. So just make sure you submit that judgment.
Okay. Honor.
So that default judgment is granted in amount of $9,300. Must be paid by April 24th, 2023. If the amounts change, if it's not $9,300 and it's somewhere in the ballpark, just present that ledger so the court can understand how you got your math. All right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. You have a great day. Make sure you submit that judgment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What happened with Yvonne Board? We adjourn this?
Yep, Judge.
We only have one left.
One left.
All right, calling case number 2334445. This is the Jeffersonian versus Rayshawn Binder and occupants on East Jefferson. May I have appearance?
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Jen Wilburn, P 83143 for the plaintiff.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Isa Nashawat, PA 5218, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Rashawn Binder. Mr. Binder, please state your name for the record.
Rashawn Binder.
Judge, we've agreed to a conditional dismissal. However, the move out date is where there's a matter of contention. Ms. Binder is willing to, Ms. Wilburn is willing to give Mr. Binder through May 1st. However, we still request 30 days. Move out. Discretion is with Your Honor.
But it's a conditional dismissal where it has to be signed by both parties. So I can't, if I do a judgment by hearing, then I disrupt everything else you all put together.
Judge, it would be a conditional dismissal against all occupants. My apologies.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep the judgment off of Mr. Binder's, Judge.
That in itself is a great gift. So let's do this. Are we doing a dismissal to name defendants? I can do a judgment by hearing and give him 21 days. That's half of every, 7 days more than Ms. Milburn's request and 7 days less than what you requested.
Was that a conditional dismissal, Judge? 21 days?
It's up to Ms. Wilburn.
Judge, if we're just doing all occupants, I would request that we just do a judgment then for the amounts stated and give him until, if we're doing 21 days, I think that would take us out to May 8th to make that payment or to vacate.
Mr. Nashua?
I'd leave that up to Mr. Binder. Mr. Binder, do you understand what is said? You have 21 days to vacate or to pay. Do you agree?
If I pay before then, I get to stay?
Yes, Mr.
Absolutely.
Binder.
And in the event you're unable to pay or can't work some agreement out, the judgment is going to be in all occupants. It'll be a dismissal to the named defendants. So
I'm fully agreeable to it. That would be up to you.
All right, well, of course, going to enter a judgment by hearing. Defendant must pay $16,859.70 by May 8th, 2023, or a writ may issue. Further, parties don't have an objection to dismissing Mr. Binder's and named defendants and entering his judgment for occupants.
Thank you, Judge. And the only thing I will say is it's $16,839, not $59.
All right. Good. $20 right there.
Sorry. Ms. Wilburn, thank you very much. Your Honor, thank you very much.
Good luck, Mr. Binder. Good luck, Mr. Binder. It's a healthy balance, but I wish you luck and you have a great day.
I have a question. So I have to May 8th?
Yes.
Mr. Binder, I'll give you a call in about 10 minutes. We're done here, and I can answer all your questions, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good luck. Thank you, Ms.
Thanks, Judge.
Wilburn. Thank you, Mr. Binder.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You all
The
have a
docket
great day.
complete. Thank you.
Docket is complete.
Enjoy your weekend, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You all enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weather.
You as well, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.
I see.
We're just gonna sit this here, Judge. That's Monday. Not too bad.